My aunt belittles me constantly, so I'm planning to skip Thanksgiving this year.
Be big her.
I, 37 female, have been dealing with passive-aggressive to directly aggressive verbal harassment from my aunt, 60 female, for years. Growing up, we used to spend Thanksgiving at my paternal grandparents' house. They both have passed away. So now we spend Thanksgiving with my mom's family at her sister's house. By the way, this comes from Perfect Beat 28 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So ever since I was a child, two of my mom's sisters and one of her brother-in-laws have been highly critical of me. Ever since I was a toddler, their nickname for me was Boss Lady. They knew it upset me, especially as I got older and understood that this was an insult. No matter how well I was doing, no matter how many great things I was doing, every get-together would involve one or more of them insulting me or belittling me. In my early 20s, I nearly returned to the bosom of the universe from a severe infection which ravaged my whole body. The infection was so rare and none of my medical providers had ever treated a patient with a case like mine. It took over 2 years for me to fully recover from it. I say fully in quotes because for reasons my medical team can't fully understand, it has left me unable to process dairy. Not even lactate pills will help. Even if I as much experience cross-contamination of dairy in my food, I will be bathroom sick and in extreme pain for days.
Yikes.
Well, ever since we started having Thanksgiving at my aunt's house, I've dreaded going.
Oh, you know why?
She puts dairy, she puts butter, she puts milk in everything you eat.
Everything's gotta have even the smallest bit of dairy. Everything's gotta have dairy. The fish is gonna have dairy.
Yep. Past 5 years, I've shown up very late, couple of hours on my own. My excuse has been, oh, I was taking the dogs on a hike. Truthfully, I was, but I was also dragging my feet because I genuinely did not want to be there. Last year, I showed up late as usual. They know I don't expect them to hold dinner for me, especially where I have allergies. Well, the kicker came when my aunt came to me and said, we put a plate for you in the fridge. I totally forgot about your dairy allergy and we used butter on the turkey. But I put some potatoes, sweet potatoes and stuffing on a plate. No joke. Plate they put aside for me was boiled, unseasoned sweet potatoes, white potatoes, and stuffing, which I don't trust had no dairy in it as I could not read the box with ingredients. I politely thank her and tell her I wasn't hungry at the time, but that I would take the plate home. Ultimately, I threw it out when I got home. My allergies have been known for over 10 years. My mom's other sister has a chocolate allergy. Funny enough, it was waned over the years. From the time I was a toddler, I would specifically ask for my birthday cakes, which were not chocolate, so my aunt could have some too. Somehow, now, my aunts managed to forget or just totally disregard my allergy. I've learned to bring my own food with me, anything from snacks to my own full meals, because I cannot trust that they will consider me at all. Which, if this bedriddens you or makes you sick or feel pain, totally, agreeable.
Yeah. Also, is there any reason that you are going to these Thanksgiving things? You're not forced to go.
Yeah, I think it's family though.
Yeah, but is this really family? Because family treats family like family.
The one who had the chocolate allergy often orders pizza when the family gathers. Fast forward to last month, the biggest Whopper was delivered. How I managed to keep my cool in the moment was simply because I love and respect my cousin. She was hosting the family in her and her husband's new home for their daughter's first birthday. This birthday was extra special as their first child, a preemie, passed away. This cousin is a saint. I cannot think of one bad thing to say about her. Such a beautiful woman and mother. I've been out of work for the better part of a year. In that time, I took 13 weeks worth of coursework to obtain my professional certifications in project management. I was also encouraged by peers in the field. The education system that provided my training considered me one of their top students, and because I was going through the coursework so quickly, double the coursework on their dime. I got twice as many certifications as a result. The job market has been incredibly competitive, so it has been tough for finding roles that I'm able to apply for with no formal experience. When I do, I am one of 100 plus applicants. My aunt, being the one hosting Thanksgiving, asked, "How's your job searching going?" I told her what I said above and also said, I'm staying positive and just doing my best to network, as I know the market is extremely competitive. competitive right now. My aunt's response, well, I've been talking to my friend who works for insert major tech company here, and she said project management is extremely hard to get into. It's like a super high level job. She literally raised her hand over her head to visibly illustrate how high level it is. You're not going to get a job in project management.
Where's the family at here?
Yeah, I don't see the support.
Nothing is showing any signs of support here.
You know, OP, you might as well give up because you're not getting that job.
Sorry, honey. You're just not good enough.
I was in shock. As mentioned, we were in the middle of a fun, positive, wonderful family gathering. We were surrounded by our family and my cousin's in-laws, who we all met for the first time that day. I responded, I know it's a difficult and competitive field to get into. I'm working on networking and even hoping that I find an assistant role part-time so I can build up experience. She doubled down with the, well, it's not going to happen.
Read the room. Read the room. That's all you have to do is read the room. Oh, you got this.
Oh my
if
gosh.
you work hard, you can do it. Yeah. Read the room.
I managed to extricate myself by attending one of the little kids at the party. I wanted to explode on her, but there was no way I was going to cause drama on such a great day for my cousin.
Good for you.
Later, I let my parents know what had happened. They agreed it was not kind of my aunt to say those things. I said, I'm tired of it. If she does something like that again, I'm going to speak up for myself. They told me, no, don't do that. Just let it go. I said, so I'm supposed to take that kind of nasty and cruel behavior from her? They said, yes, just don't start anything. It's not worth it.
Now you're enabling the aunt of being bad person.
I just give her a knuckle sandwich. Hey, dude, they said not to say anything.
Yeah, they didn't say you couldn't tackle your aunt.
Yeah, dude, they didn't say you could not beat the crap out of your aunt. I'm so tired of it. It's gotten to the point that I won't attend gatherings with my mom's family until I've taken my anti-anxiety medication. I literally pregame with them to get myself through the gatherings. I never know what is going to come out of their mouths. With Thanksgiving next week, I've decided if I am even going to attend. My mother wants us to be together for the holidays, but she also doesn't want me to cause any trouble. The irony is that I'm never the one starting it. I'm always going in polite and then take verbal abuse out of left field. If I want to enjoy any kind of Thanksgiving meal, I'm going to have to prepare my own beforehand, then bring it 45-minute drive to my aunt's house. Would I be the a-hole if I told my parents I won't go? And we have an update with some clarifications. Are we going or not?
No, I said it earlier. It's not your family.
Yep.
They're your family, but they're not treating you like family.
She's not your family. Yeah, I understand. I mean, if they're going out of their way to just make fun of you. And you know what sucks? Is if OP has siblings and all the siblings are like, yay, good for you. Oh, you haven't had a job in 2 years? That's okay. You're going to find one soon. Like, what? Update. Clarifications. My parents are certainly not innocent in this. I'm aware of that, but I do have to cut them a little slack. The attacks on me often happen outside of their earshot. I couldn't even tell you who heard what my aunt said about me never getting a job in project management because I was in complete shock. My mother was there, but in another room. That being said, my father had been there. He was working. I have a feeling he would have said something. As others have speculated, I think my mom's two older sisters have done their share of belittling and demeaning my mother. She has seen the hosting Thanksgiving flat out write off their third sister who lives out of state over something petty. I forgot what it was. Ultimately, I think had my mother heard it in the moment, she would have said something, but finds it difficult to confront her when she wasn't present for the actual incident. Ultimately, my parents are incredible in every other right. My mother has literally saved my life through a horrible long-term illness. My parents both have supported me and cheered me on through this very long job search. I wish that everyone could have parents like mine. This is one area that seems to be a struggle for them, but I assure you, they are incredible human beings. The conversation had happened before I was prepared. We are in limbo for now. My mom happens to be seeing the two sisters who live locally tomorrow. She asked if I would be joining them. I said I cannot. I generally have another commitment. She was fine with it. My dad asked, what should she say to them if they ask about your job hunt? The reality is that I am one background check away from being fully employed. The job doesn't even have a title yet because a friend from the nonprofit I am in literally handpicked me for a role he is customizing for me. He has many things he will be looking for to manage, including project managing tasks. When my aunt first accused me, I told my mother she is not to be in the loop. She has lost the right to know about my job search. My dad suggests that she just say that I am still actively working on my job search. The background check should clear without issue, hopefully on Monday. Honestly, I told her I still don't want her in my business, good or bad, if she's going to bully and belittle me. She has no right to be kept to speed. This is when I told them I'm not planning to attend Thanksgiving. I brought up the points I made above. My mother said she probably doesn't even know that she upset you. I told her I can't imagine she didn't. I find it suspect that this cruelty always comes out when you and dad and my brother aren't present. She suggests that I send her a message saying that I'm sorry I won't be seeing you tomorrow as I have other plans. I just want to let you know that the things you said to me at the birthday party really hurt my feelings. I am not sure where she expects me to go from there. Even if my aunt apologized, I wouldn't take it as sincere. By the way, hopefully you consider searching us up on podcast platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime for more stories like this.
We got a bunch.
Then they both said, if you have nothing else, you should go to Thanksgiving because you have good news to share. I told them I still don't want to. My therapist agrees that it is not good that I need to take meds just to get myself to/through a family gathering. Having good news isn't going to make that better. My dad, to his credit, did say, well, I suppose even if you tell them you have a job, Bully's sister would say, see, it isn't a project management job like I told you. I told him I had the exact same thought. She would twist it somehow. I had errands to run and told them I would ponder it. I spoke with my brother on the phone. He's been reading here too. He agrees that I take too much abuse from them and should not feel guilty at all about sitting it out. I plan to stand firm and stay at home. How future holidays will play out is left to be seen. I really don't know how reaching out to my aunt about how she hurt my feelings would benefit. I don't see what can be gained from it. And that is it. That is the end of the story. Facts. Don't put up with this with horrible family members.
Yeah. And the fact that your family is not like your parents aren't supporting you, how you feel and how you want to handle things says one thing as well. It seems like they're trying to play a neutral party here, but it's like, come on.
But that's the end of the story.